Hi everyone, Amanda here with Moses and Me Card Company. Today I am showing you the cards I created using the Simon Says Stamp May 2021 card kit called Dandelion Message. But first, just a brief look of what you get in the card kit. Starting with the cardstocks, you get a 100-pound cornflower blue from Simon Says Stamp. You get a 100-pound lavender cardstock from Simon Says Stamp and a 100-pound lemon chiffon from Simon Says Stamp. You also get a sheet of 110-pound cardstock Nina in Solar White. You get a sheet of the Tim Holtz Rose Gold and Copper craft paper, which is really pretty. You also get the 6x8 stamp set, of course. It's kind of always included. It's called Dandelion Messages, and this is of course from Simon Says Stamp, so that's really pretty. I'm looking forward to playing with that. You get a Simon Says Stamp die, it's the Dandelion die, as well as 2 pieces from the Tim Holtz Ideology accoutrements, which look like buttons. You get a couple of envelopes. These are in, of course, Simon Says Stamp lemon chiffon. There's a metallic cornflower blue and a white. You get a Sizzix Dandelion Wish embossing folder, which is nice. Kind of goes with the theme of the card kit. And then, of course, you get this, ooh, what size are these? 8x8 paper pad from Creative Expressions Dandelion Dreams. And you can see these are larger pieces of paper. They're just really pretty. They've got a bunch of like ombre pieces as well as some dandelions on some of the cardstock. Or not cardstock, but the paper pack rather. And there you have it. There is our May 2021 card kit from Simon Says Stamp. It's called Dandelion Messages rather. Let's see what we get into. Alright everyone, here are the 6 cards we were able to create using this month's card kit. At first I wanted to start off by using the embossing folder that we got in the kit, which you can see is in the background. I embossed a sheet of white cardstock and then did some ink blending on top of it with some salvaged patina. This is in the Distress Oxide. And then I wasn't really sure where to go with this. I really kind of struggled with this kit, and I think it's because a lot of times when I sit down I want everything to be like this big masterpiece, and sometimes it's just fun to just use the components of the kit and just, you know, do simple things like just stamp or just die cut or do what you have, you know, there at your fingertips and see where it takes you. So I took the dandelion die that we had in the kit and cut out 3 dandelions from that copper cardstock, and then of course I stamped a sentiment on top of the pattern paper that we got and just tied a really simple bow using some twine that I have in my stash. I mounted this on a Simon Says Stamp sea glass cardstock sheet of paper. It really matched that salvage patina, I felt, really well. And then of course on the inside, I finished it out with a sentiment from a Care and Comfort set I have from Tailored Expressions, which I think has really lovely like sentiments for sympathy cards or just cards you send people that you're thinking about and want to encourage. So there we have card number 1. For card number 2, again, I was still kind of struggling to get inspired, but did want to continue just you know, creating with what we had in the kit. So I took more of the pattern paper. This is the pattern paper, of course, from the kit. And I took a hem stitch rectangle that I have in my stash that cuts out these really lovely, this is from Spellbinders. It cuts out these really lovely dot details around the frame of the pattern paper. And I just mounted that on some black cardstock and just felt like it, the graphics of it just really lended itself to just kind of a black background, and just kind of left it really simple. It's just a stamped card basically, and I do kind of like how that turned out. At this point I'm starting to, I think, get a little bit more inspired as I go through using the kit, which I think I find a lot of times if I just sit down and start making things, I eventually will come up with other ideas. This one again is very similar to the second one. I took a black piece of cardstock that I had in my stash and some of the pattern paper that we got in the kit. It's really pretty. A lot of the pattern papers were these really lovely ombre pieces of paper. And so they just in and of themselves are beautiful, and they don't require a lot. And sometimes I think I struggle with that. But I just took some of the sentiments that we got in the stamp set, and of course some of the more of the dandelions, and just stamped that. And then I just added these are confetti that I had in my stash. I think these are called moonstone. And I also had a white clay heart that I just added to one of the dandelions, and that was card number 3. So for card number 2 and 3, I did not stamp anything on the inside. For card 4 and 5, I really needed some birthday cards, so I decided to pull out some of the birthday stuff I have in my stash and make a birthday card out of this kit. So again, I took, this is more of the pattern paper, and so is the happy birthday. The happy birthday is cut out of the pattern paper using this happy birthday die from CZ Designs. And I just stacked that 3 high, so it's got a little bit of dimension. And then of course the base of this is a frame die that I have in my stash. This is the A2 thin frames from Simon Says Stamp. And I just basically took an A2 size piece of pattern paper rather, and cut out the little frame out of the middle of it, and then of course took some of the specialty cardstock and inserted it in the frame, so it's got a little bit of just interest to it. And then again, this is the dandelion stamp that we got in the kit, and I just white heat embossed that. And I took, I took a Spellbinder's Glimmer Sentiment. This is called Yana's Tiny Sentiments, and just embossed, no, I didn't emboss it. I foiled it rather in this kind of coppery foil that I had in my stash that matched that the foiled rim really nicely, I thought. And then this is some confetti I had in my stash. And there you have card number 4. On the happy birthday, I painted that with some Winka Stella and added some glossy accents on top of it. And so that's got a little bit of dimension and shine as well. And I just think that turned out really cute. And then on the inside, I took the frame that I had and just used it on the inside and pulled in, I don't know if you guys, when you were kids, you used to blow on the dandelions, and I think you're supposed to make wishes on them, so I thought that would be kind of a cute sentiment on the inside. And this is from the Handwritten Happiness from MFT. And then the little dandelion seeds are from a card kit, an old card kit from My Monthly Hero. They sent one with dandelions, and they included the little seeds in them, so I just kind of grabbed those to finish off the inside of that. And then, of course, I had to make another one. I just thought that turned out so pretty. So I took, same idea here, same elements. This is all pattern paper that we got in the kit. This is some foil that I had in my stash that I thought went really nicely. At this point, I am out of the copper cardstock, so I brought in some of the Simon Says Stamp cardstock that we have. It's the holographic holographic paper rather that we got in one kit from them. And this time I took, instead of white heat embossing, this is Cloud 9 heat embossing powder from Wow. And you can see it kind of gives it that little bit of a holographic look as well. And again, this is more pattern paper that I took and put some Winka Stella on, and then of course some glossy accents, and it's all popped up. The frames on both of these are popped up, so these the insides are a little bit inset. And then of course you have the dimension on the happy birthday as well. And again, I did the same kind of thing on the inside, same stamp and everything. So that'll be good. I always need birthday cards, and I'm always struggling to make them last minute. And then the very last card I made was again a sympathy card. I really felt like these images lended themselves to sympathy cards. I don't know why. It just feels like dandelions do. But I took some more of the pattern paper that we had in the kit, and I took a with sympathy die. This is again a Simon Says stamp with sympathy die from CZ Designs. I cut that out of the copper cardstock, and I took a heart die that I had in my kit, or my stash rather, and just cut that out as well, and just made this really lovely, I think, sympathy card. This is a banner die that I had, and I just used some more of the black cardstock, and then again I used that Care and Comfort set to stamp the inside and complete our sympathy card. And those little pieces are from, I want to say these are Studio Katia, and these are golden copper in the 3mm size. I just kind of thought those went nicely with the copper paper that we had. So there you have it. This was another challenging kit for me, but we powered through and got a lot of the supplies in the kit used up, which makes me really happy. And I think I came up with 6 pretty decent cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope if you all are struggling as well, this gives you a little bit of inspiration as to what to do with this kit. I, of course, appreciate you guys tuning in and watching me fumble through cards every couple weeks or so. And just appreciate your support, and hope you guys are all doing well, and we'll chat with you later. Thanks so much. Talk to y'all soon.